Okay, first off, I want to make sure warn everybody about the snakes. There's been some snakes spotted. You heard yesterday, the day before yesterday, a woman got bit by one, and it did not rat. The young one did not have rat.
That's where you're looking. Okay. Now the gold path should flow from inside bend to inside bend on a turn. You look upstream and you see your bend, and you see your bend coming this way. It should be a straight line, unless you've got a big boulder in the middle or a log laying across there. Then your water is going to come down. It's going to split there, and so is your gold as it travels down the stream. It'll go both sides. And if you have a cobble bench like this picture here, it'll do basically the same thing. Your gold's going to split. And you notice you want to look for these rounded rocks, rounded river rocks, anywhere. Now it's harder to find here in the desert, but this one's unusual because it's magnetic, it's got iron in it. So if you're ever out and you're detecting and you get a really loud noise and all you can find is a hot rock, it's got iron in it. Same with this one, a little bit different in color, but it's magnetic. So those are heavies also for you if you're going to dredge or sluice or high bank. Basically that's it for this. Now I'd like to go over the creek because although this map is really nice and it gives you a lot of ideas, the creek doesn't look anything like this when you get over there, right? So let's go over to this creek over here. They're taking this. It doesn't break loose everything underneath and move it. The other thing is, on the creeks, you're on bedrock. I'm a dredger, so I look for bedrock. And if it's this deep, I'm going for it. I'm going down to bedrock every time. You can't do that here because there's no bedrock. It's basically caliche. And caliche will capture gold just like the bedrock does. So everything applies on here as far as the arrows where it's going to flow on your inside bends to inside bend. The same thing would apply here, all the way down. We don't have much of a bend, and that's being because it doesn't flow hard enough here to be cutting into the banks. But what you look for in a stream like this a lot of times is we call a rivulet that's right behind you here. Coming down in here. A lot of times Mother Nature will do the cutting for you, like she did here. Takes all that overburden off and gets down to close to caliche, and you've got the cobble.
Is this all related to dry washing, or is it metal detecting as well?
Basically anything. I mean, you're looking for the gold, and the gold's going to fall out in certain spots. You get well over there.
Oh, they're good. They're good.
I've got a lot of cobble up in here.
That's good material there.
You can sidewalk again.
Yeah, on top as well. West there.
Really?
I always thought you would work with something. Everybody will be digging there. Somebody.
But yeah, we actually work back in there, not that far. Right? This used to be up from where this one is. That bank was put out. I mean, the picture says something, but once you get down here, it doesn't look anything like that, right? No.
So what about these rocks?
Tailing.
Tailings.
This is all tailings. The whole bottom of this is tailings. So I would leave this alone. I wouldn't even mess with anything in there. You know, anybody have any questions about any of this? Or?
You wouldn't keep going into the bank if you were here?
I might do a quick test to see. I'd peel off the top because I just threw that magnet in there and pull some black sand. Coarse gold hasn't gone far. If it's real coarse like that, you're close to the lows.
These turns that you're talking about are a lot easier to see when there's water in.
Yeah, and you got to be here in a hurry when the water's here.
You have to be here when it happens.
And you don't want to be
Would you bother with a metal detector over tailing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because people, especially dry wash, your nuggets that when you're
fall
digging,
out.
they're dirty.
Yeah.
You can't tell if it's a nugget, so you might be raking rocks off, there might be a nugget there. I've seen a lot of people, brand new people, come out and hit a tailings pile and find a nugget.
How was the walkabout? Everybody learn something? Very knowledgeable people. I try and follow the generals around every time I go out. Yeah, they can't hide from me anymore. Okay. What we're going to do, we got 8 stations. So we're asking everybody to kind of break off into 6 or 7 groups. Start at a station, groups of 6 or 7. And we will start off, just pick a station. You're going to get to go to every station. It's going to last about a half hour. When you hear that god-awful siren, that means you need to go to the next station.
I've always found my goal to be within the first 2 to 3 inches of this matting, this Vortex matting here. Your big nuggets and everything will always be trapped in here. Now, the way this is supposed to work, what you do is, first of all, you have to classify all your material to 1/8 of an inch or less, depending on what you want. I always do 1/8 of an inch, classify it down, and that way, they say because of the size of the holes in the Vortex matting and all that, that will capture 90 to 95% of your gold, like I said, will be captured right in this area. It's due to a low pressure point. What happens is the water will come down, it's forced under this lip here, it's forced under this lip, and when it comes up, that pressure point pushes that water up, and then the low pressure is underneath, and all that gold, you'll find, I've even found gold, we found it laying up here on this bar right here.
And we found some down here too, right?
Yeah, right in here and right in here. But like I say, 90-95% of your gold's right in there. You can do it. Okay, now it's running. I always look at it, make sure I got a good front coming down, everything's good. Go ahead, put it on there.
Well, you've already classified this, obviously, to what you want.
To 1/8 of an inch, yeah. Keep going. See, and that's how much it, or fast it goes, right there.
Where's this material out of? I heard you say
it's out of Black Canyon.
Black Canyon?
Yeah. We went up there and just grabbed some dredging material. That's why it's called black sand. Keep going, you're doing great. Okay. We'll just let it run for a little bit. Go ahead, you can unplug it now. Okay.
Let's see if we got any gold.
the whole top's gonna be yellow, right?
I hope.
Hopefully.
Ta-da! Where's the drum roll?
And a piece right there.
Yep, piece right there. Maybe?
Yeah, there is, right there.
Right there. Wow. Brown gold! Brown gold! Whoop.
Okay, back your head up. There you
This was a big unit. When I first got into prospecting, I wasn't sure. I didn't know anything about them. I just went out and I seen the digs and thought everything looked cool, and I thought, man, I need the biggest and baddest one because I can shovel all day long. I'm young, you know. So I went out and got the big one. I went on Craigslist. I bought it used, and I actually found this unit for pretty cheap. It was just around $1,000. I think I paid $950 or something like that, which was pretty good because the guy barely used it. And these things run, I think, a little over $2,000 for the bigger units. So I got it. Okay, great, and I go out the first dig, set it up, and man, it was a lot of work trying to figure out how to use it, and then just shoveling it and trying to keep material flowing through because this is a big unit. Then people are telling me, well, that's pretty much made for 2 guys. That's a big unit. And if I did it again, I've gotten to learn it, and I can use it now, but it's still a lot of work. If I'm doing a bucket system and I'm actually catching gold, I'll fill up 10 buckets. I'll go down through and I'll fill up 10 buckets before I even start it up. And then when I start it up, I start running material through it. I'll run all 10 buckets, or maybe even before I start running all 10, I'll run 1. And before I even fill up 10, I'll run 1. And then I'll pull my tray. And pulling the tray on these is real simple to check. You just basically unhook it here. It pulls right out. You got your tray. And you can just take that and dump it either into a pan or dump it right back into a 5-gallon bucket. I got one over here, I guess. So you just take it and just dump it right into a 5-gallon bucket. And that should be your concentrates in there. Take that and pan it out. A lot of people do 1 bucket, pan it out into a pan, check it, and if there's a little gold, then yeah, we go fill up 10 buckets and run all 10, and then pull the tray after that. Ideally, if you find gold down there, if you can set the machine up there and get it there, set the machine and just shovel right into the machine. The machine will take it. It'll. You can shovel. 2 people can shovel into this one and keep running.
This section's mini sluicing or mini recirc or mini high banking. It's called a lot of things. In my humble opinion, to me, it's the most important thing. In level mining, this should be the first thing that you invest in because it can kind of do everything. Okay, except for metal detector, right? So it can't pan either. Well, it is kind of a panner because it can concentrate. So, what do you use one of these for? The most important thing that you can do in prospecting, not mining, but prospecting, is sample. You show up at a claim like this, you've never been at before, you want to characterize the ground, you use a setup like this for sampling. The way we start, I set up in the morning, I set up this system, we got some water in the back, this is exactly the way we do it. We fill up a tote from Walmart, and I set up the hardware, turn it on, get it flowing right, get it leveled, while Nancy's filling a sample bucket. So she's picked a spot out by reading the stream, or a spot we mutually agree on, and we're going to work down. She takes a GPS coordinate, she writes it down, and then she takes a sample, and there it is. And if you run it right, it'll last you forever, and you'll learn its shortcomings, and maybe if you can, you'll make the fixes to it yourself. Like when I got this thing years ago, I've been modifying it ever since. And I don't know, it seems like most gold miners are exactly so everybody got a little shop in their garage, and nobody's ever happy with the setup the way they buy it. And so the thing evolves, hopefully for the better over time. And so the strengths of these, and this includes that Keen machine, is that this is called a floating header. If I turn on this one, you can see. Okay. Yeah. See the water flow right there is nice and flat. Not as important if you're dumping a bucket in there. Okay. Not as important, but when you're doing the sampling, and this is a little bit out of level right now. I think somebody tripped on it. But the water flow should be nice and level. There should be no bubbles. We should have a few drops of jet dry, or something that will eliminate surface tension. And and nice straight flow, even flow right there.
You're going to go outside like this. Get aggressive with it. Get aggressive. Okay. Get your arms off the, hold on. Put your arms in. Up. Okay. Yep. Now go start tipping it and tipping the water off. Or tipping the, washing the sand off. Okay, wait, you can go more. You can go more. Jiggle hard. Okay, now bring it back. Okay, now tip. I mean, wash off, wash off. There you go, there you go. You're not good. You're in there.
Just too good for me. You look a little bit, I did well.
You're doing all right. Look at you. Okay, now go looking for them.
It looks like it needs more alcohol.
I think the operators need more alcohol. But anyhow, high banker. Finally got that magnet out of my pocket.
Instructors, you should be starting a new session if you haven't already.
Anyhow, so the purpose of the high banker is basically your pumps water into here and it goes through this spray bar and sprays in on the grizzly. So you shovel your dirt in this type, you shovel the dirt in, and it washes the rocks, washes the material down through the grizzly, goes down into the sluice. So, in mine, we're just a little bit different. It's the same theory of operation.